Okay, I've got another little installment in my Zombie Boy development developer log to talk about camera motion. So one of the things I want to demonstrate a technique for camera motion. So watch this. Ready? I'm going to hit play, and we're going to maximize on play. Now you'll see the Zombie Boy, or he's not Zombie Boy. He's down in here, and let's see. I can get him up. I don't want to get the spikes. Okay, so I can only see part of the world right now, and if I want to see the whole world, I can hit Tab. And if I hold down Tab, it's zoomed out. When I hit the Release Tab, it goes back to normal. You notice a couple things. Time freezes when I hit Tab and hold down Tab. And then once it zooms back in again, gameplay resumes. Now, it's not just a zoom, it's actually a zoom and a slight pan. And I have a system that basically is designed so that you can go through a couple of different camera moves by holding the tab down. Let me show you how that works. Okay, now, so what I've done here, I've got my normal camera. Now my main camera, maybe this could even be cleaned up a bit here, but say the main camera I've moved inside of this hierarchy that's just rooted at this master camera. And so main camera is the first child in there, and the camera's pretty normal. You can see the size is set to 3. It's an orthographic camera. It's positioned at 2.85, -10, and yeah, the size is 3. Now, the next two things here, camera 0, camera pause 0, and camera pause 1, they're the interesting. They are the camera sort of targets. So if we click the move, you'll see camera pause is basically the same thing as the position of the main camera, 2.85 and -10. And the scale, 3, is the same as the camera's normal scale. So that's camera pause 0, that's the normal camera. And then camera pause 1 is moved somewhere else on the screen. So say I could even move it to there. And it's at -10, just like the camera would normally be. And the scale is set to 10. So what's going to happen when I trigger the camera movement, I'm going to interpolate to that position, the new position, and interpolate the camera scale to that position. So let's, that value, I should say. So let's do that. So you'll see something slightly different now. I'm off to one side, and so on. Now if I wanted to do it differently even, I could say this camera position, I don't know, make it anything. Could be way up here. And I could even change this. It could be 12. It could be zoomed out a little bit more. Okay. Now, if we look at the main camera, there's a script on here called camera script. And camera script has an array of 2 camera poses. Camera pause 1 and camera pause 0. This is the one I want to move to, and this is the one I want to move back to. So it goes to there and then back to there. Size is the size of the array, of course. All right, so let's look at that script, see what the script is doing. So here's camera script. Nothing is going on in the start, so that's boring. Let's get rid of that. But the important part is that we have, first off, we have this public array of transforms, okay? And I call the transform array camera poses. And then in update, I just check to see if the user has hit the tab key. And if so, starts this coroutine called move camera. And then in move camera, I am going to move actually through each position in my list. So this could actually be a multi-part camera move if I wanted to. But if I just do, it's just going to move between the first position and then the second position. So I use it to go zoom in or move and then go back to my original camera position if I want. So yeah, this is what happens. Okay, so for each, so it rotates through, or it iterates through each member of this array. And the first thing it does is say, okay, the old position is the current camera position, and the current position size is also the old size. Now, I freeze time here because I want to freeze time during the transition. And then I have a simple for in here to iterate through. And I am interpolating from the old camera position to the new camera position over the course of 1 second. And I am interpolating of the old camera size, orthographic size, old size, to whatever that value that I set in local scale X. Okay, so I interpolate both those things and I iterate through this and I yield, basically this is running at 50 times a second, which makes it reasonably smooth. So that's what happens. That's the actual pan, tilt, and zoom going on there. Now the next bit, so this is important, is I actually wait for the user to press or to release the key before moving on. So if you hold the tab down, it's going to stop in between these two moves. Right? So I can like zoom in, hold the zoom, and then release, and then it's going to drop out through here. Okay, and here's the important part. Then I set the time scale back to 1 so it stops pausing. Now, one thing to notice, when I'm using time scale like this, and I'm setting time scale to 0 and time scale to 1, I have to use wait for seconds real time. Not just wait for seconds, I have to wait for seconds real time, or else these two loops will not happen correctly because time scale is affecting normal wait for seconds. So I'm using wait for seconds real time. So okay, I let go of the key, and then it drops through, sets time scale back to 1, and then basically it's going to go to the second piece here, which is my zoom out, and then assuming I've let go of the key, which I always have at that point, I could probably just, well, I don't know, breaking through the second time around, but the mechanic works out well. As long as I've released the key, it drops through, comes back here, iterates the next thing, and it drops through again, and so it remains, basically it freezes during that part there again, and then it re-enables it. So I have the cool, kind of just cool camera move system there. They kind of expand on. Ready? Again, I hit tab, it zooms out, time is frozen until I let go of the key, and time moves on again. So it's really cool. I can even jump and freeze mid-air, and then come back and be ready to move. So who knows, maybe this becomes a game mechanic. Maybe jump here, up, freeze, voila. All right, hope you found that useful. Take care until next time.